Hey everyone, it's Havoc with the HGC YouTube gaming channel. I just want to put this slide in the beginning of the video. We're going to be going over it at the end of the video. Just want to put it here so you could quickly reference it later on if you would like. So we're going to be lowering and extending the foundations on the wooden raft. And everything you see here is official. I'm not using S plus or anything. So the first thing you're going to want to do is set a wooden pillar down. You're going to want to try to line it up the best you can with the mast. And then when you go to set a thatch foundation, it will snap to that pillar. Now you want to look at this first thatch foundation and make sure it's oriented on the raft nicely. That looks square enough on the raft for you. So you put a pillar on top of the thatch foundation, and when you go to set another thatch foundation down, you can see that you can set it down at a lower level. So pillar on the thatch foundation right here, and then you can see you can place the next foundation at a lower level. And sometimes it can be kind of janky, so you just gotta kind of mess around with it. Like right here, I accidentally set it level to the previous foundation, so I had to delete it and have another go at it. And one thing that's really nice about lowering the foundations is that it puts the top of the raft closer to the surface of the water, so there's less distance that you need to travel to get onto the raft. Now once you get the foundations low enough, it will kind of mesh into the body of the raft. You can set it there if you want. I think it looks kind of weird though. So yeah, you're going to want to do the whole outline of the raft with thatch. You can replace these thatch foundations later with wood or stone or metal, whatever other type of foundation you might want to use. But just for resource sake, doing it in thatch is a safe way to go. Okay, so now we got the whole body of the raft covered with foundations. So the next step is to place thatch ceilings around the perimeter of all these foundations. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set thatch foundations underneath all these ceilings. And when you see the green text, you should just be able to place a foundation down and it will appear right underneath the thatch ceilings. And then once we get done with this first layer of perimeter, we'll go back around and delete the thatch ceilings, demolish the thatch ceilings, and that will leave the thatch foundations exposed. And then we can do another layer of thatch ceilings around those foundations to extend the foundations out further. So I just fast forwarded it here. This is kind of repetitive. I just wanted to spare everybody some time. Okay, so that was the first layer around the foundations. So as you can see, we extended the foundations out around the raft, but pretty simply. Now, if you're having trouble setting it down, make sure that you're in deeper water. If you're like on the close to the beach or something, and you can't set a foundation down, it's kind of likely that the ground is getting in the way. So it's good to pull out into the deeper water a little bit. Okay, so we're going to be doing a second round, extending the foundations out even further away from the raft. And we're going to be maxing out the foundation perimeter so you can see how far out you can actually build the foundations from the raft, because there is a limit. The wooden raft, the stock, official, default, vanilla, whatever you want to call it, wooden raft has a max structure limit of 88, and it also has a dimensional limit. And the dimensional limit's weird because it's not like an actual square. You'll see that coming up here. And then I'm going to go over what I would probably advise for dimensions to make life a little bit easier, maybe save you some time. Okay, so after this layer here, we're going to be pretty close to maxing out the dimensions of the raft without the raft becoming a strange shape. You know, a rectangular shape is typically a nice shape for the raft, but just the way the physics of the game works, it won't allow you to do that. So I fast forwarded it here, and this is what the raft is going to look like if you extend the foundations out as far as they can go. So it's definitely a strange shape. Right here I just kind of wanted to show you how to replace the thatch foundations with stone or wood or metal foundations. They just take the place of the ones that are already, of the thatch foundations that are sitting there. So those were the stock stone foundations. These ones are the S plus stone foundations. So from this point on, once you get all the foundations that you want down in thatch, you can go through and then start using S plus materials if you want. Yeah, so typically, you know, this is just a sample to kind of show you the extent and how to do things on the raft. If I were trying to make this a real raft, I would do everything in stone before I continued on with, you know, walls and stuff like that. So as you can see, even though we have foundations out as far as they are, it doesn't allow you to place walls wherever. So like right here, like it won't let you place a wall there. It's really strange. I mean, you would think that you'd be able to, but you just can't. So you just gotta kind of build around those areas if you do want your raft to be this large, which you're probably not going to want to. I mean, there's all different types of rafts, so I mean, if you're trying to transport a lot of dinosaurs, you know, maybe maxing out this raft would be the best thing for you to do. So, you know, do what you want. I'm just kind of throwing in my 2 cents as we go along here. Okay, so we've reached the 88 structure limit, and we weren't even able to get a single layer of walls around the perimeter of this raft. Okay, so this is a 7 foundation long by 5 foundation wide raft. And that equals 34 foundations. I know 7 times 5 is 35, but remember where you actually pilot the raft, the foundation doesn't go there. So 34 foundations. If we place walls all the way around the perimeter, that's going to be 24 walls. So 34 foundations plus 24 walls equals 58 structures, which means you'd have 30 structures left to play with. And I know you probably wouldn't want to put walls all the way around the raft anyway. I'm just trying to give you an idea of, you know, what you can do with the amount of structures that are available to you. So this is a nice size raft, but you're going to have to be clever with the way that you outfit it, because, you know, by the time you get a preserving bin, a campfire, a bed, a storage box, ramps up to the actual raft, doors, windows, whatever, the structures add up really quick. So this is probably as big as I would make the official raft. And I just kind of want to show right here that you can actually build the walls pretty high up if you wanted to. What I would probably advise is maybe a 3 by 6 foundation raft, 6 long by 3 wide. That would be a total of 17 foundations. If you did a single layer of walls around that, that would be 18 walls. So that would bring you to 35 structures. Now on a 3 by 6 raft, if you did 2 walls high and then covered the whole thing with ceilings, like one big room, that would be a total of 71 structures, which means you'd have 18 structures left to play with. And 3x6 would actually be a decent sized raft. You know, it's kind of small, but that'd be enough room for you to have a little base in the back of the raft, like maybe 2x3 room for your bed and stuff. And then up front, way up front, you could have a 2x3 taming pen, which is big enough for most dinos. You could get Stegosaur in there, you know, and you could use Dino Gate for that taming pen. And then I just kind of wanted to show you underneath the raft. You can kind of see how the foundations act as an armor, really, for the actual wooden raft itself. Okay, so going over the slide here, now if you do have the capability of using mods, I highly recommend the Versatile Raft mod. You can see the mod ID there. So my favorite raft is the Battleship Raft. It allows you to have 400 structures max, and the dimensions of the raft, you can build it 15 long by 15 wide by 14 walls high, and that will travel at 150% of the official wooden raft speed. And you can look at the rest there and kind of figure out, you know, which raft will work best for you. So I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.